Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Turnbuckle Studios, The Boar's Nest, and CBRS Entertainment proudly bring to you It's Wednesday PlayStation Showcase. I'm OMD, joined as always alongside Chris Best, who is the one playing live tonight for us. And how are we doing tonight, my friend?
Oh, we're doing good. I mean, today was a day where I got some goals accomplished today. Um, Other than starting to feel sick around noontime, I had a little bit of acid reflux from my lunch. By the way, never eating Mr. Noodles again because of that. um, but I think tonight's going to be a fantastic night because I'm doing the impossible. And what I mean by the impossible is we're playing MLB The Show. I got drafted to the Chicago White Sox in the show. I managed to bring the Chicago White Sox to the playoffs. In real life, that's not happening this season. Period. The White Sox are the worst team in the league. The last time I looked, their record was was like 33 and 115. It might be more now.
Yeah, something like that. They were on pace to have the losingest record in MLB history. And even just a few weeks ago, they set a record low in attendance this season with 17.
I actually saw a YouTube video of that game where one of my favorite YouTubers went to that game. A YouTuber by the name of Zach Hampel. He's a YouTuber who goes to ball games. He gives reviews on the stadiums. He tries to catch a few home run balls, and he takes those home run balls and gives them off to kids. But for whatever reason, baseball fans hate him, which is stupid, but whatever. But we're up. I got past the wild card round before we came live. I eliminated the Blue Jays in 2 games. And we're now on to the ALDS, where I'm taking on Baltimore, which OMD and I and Bubba Duke, we're not too fond of that arena, but we're going to be playing at that arena.
No, we are not fond of Oriole Park at Camden Yards.
Okay. Here's the thing: I'm not fond of it in the game, but it is a stadium that I would visit if given the chance. You know?
Right, absolutely. Yes, let's clarify that. It is in the game only that we don't like the stadium.
Yeah.
We've never been there to officially pass a fair judgment on that. So we are not going to actually openly criticize Oriole Park.
Hmm. It's the fact that when the three of us go online to play together to play the home run derby, everybody votes on that stadium. So in some cases, Bubba, OMD, and I will go into a private room and play just the game with each other so that we can choose the stadiums we want to play at.
Yes.
But now we're getting ready for the ALDS, the American League Divisional Series. And I kind of like this opening. Like it totally gives you like you're actually watching the ball game, right?
Yes, absolutely. The playoff vibe, everything. I've never minded the opening in this game, although when I'm playing my franchise mode, I tend to skip it.
I do too. Um, but being that I'm going into the playoffs, I like for the first time in this game, I'm going into the playoffs.
Right.
I like seeing what kind of differences they've made as far as uh, series openers go. You know.
Yeah. Now, I am going to ask, I know you've told me before, which position are you playing in this game?
I'm third. I play third base. The
Okay.
actual position I played when I actually played baseball. I'm playing third base. Mostly, I started doing third base mostly because when I got drafted to the Blue Jays, I didn't want to take over Vladimir Guerrero's spot. I wanted Vladdy and I to work together as a team. Vladdy plays first base, so
Right.
um, This screen that we're looking at here, this is the situation screen that I call it. So it allows me to know what I'm dealing with when I come to bat. I'm batting cleanup. So right now I've got 2 players on base, and let's see what happens. My batting average is astronomical.
So
778.
so with this game, is it just sort of watching like this is your player, right? Focusing on you, so
Yeah,
we're not watching.
I'm controlling just my player. So whatever situation arises that involves him, it's going to sim to that situation.
Okay,
Um, the way you get started in this game is very interesting. When you start off your rookie year, you start off with the doing the MLB Combine, and what that is it's in the game. It's 4 days. I don't know what the actual MLB Combine is. Um, but it's 4 days of testing your skills and your strengths and finding out which teams are interested in you.
right.
I managed to get every team interested in me when I did it. I don't even know how I did it because the controls are a little. Well, I'm used to the controls now, but at that time, the controls were felt a little different to me
Right,
compared to previous MLB The Shows.
right. So we don't get to see you in the outfield either, eh? Like we don't get to see your character at third base.
Only if I turned off the simulation thing, but I don't really like doing that because it just makes the game longer. I
Right.
just hit my second home run of the game.
Yes, you did.
We're up 4-0 on Baltimore in game 1. No, it's just I like seeing that situation screen so that I know what I'm going into when I go to
Right.
bat or when my position is being played. By the way, another reason that I don't really care for this stadium is it's too easy to hit home runs in it.
Right.
As you see, because hitting over that wall over in right field there,
Yep.
and over the middle. That's my third home run of the game. I'm also playing with like some overpowered equipment right now because
Right.
throughout the game, throughout your road to the show, you unlock gear for your player to level up your player. So it's
Okay.
got a bit of an RPG element right now, and the bat that I'm using is one of the more rare bats that you get.
Okay.
So the way you get that is by accomplishing different challenges
Right.
that's presented to you as your batter. So like it'll tell you there you'll be presented with like 3 challenges. It'll say like hit a double, hit a single, hit a home run, or something like that. And then you pick which challenge you think you can do. And usually that challenge will reward you with some extra experience for your player or like a card pack for your player, which will usually have gear that you can unlock for your player to use,
Right.
or any other player, as I discovered too. So if you want to create a second, if you want to use do a second road to the show under a different player, all that gear that you unlocked from your other player will also transfer over to that character.
Okay. Nice.
I kind of discovered that when my previous attempt at doing a road to the show became corrupt. Originally, I was drafted to the Oakland Athletics, and to be honest, I'm kind of happy I didn't get in. Kind of happy that happened because I don't care for the Oakland Athletic Stadium, both in real life and in game.
You know what? For a long time, I was the same way. I didn't like it. I didn't like the A's as a team.
Hmm.
And that was just growing up. And believe it or not, a lot of the big reason was the colors. And I mean, as talented a player as he was, I wasn't a fan of Ricky Henderson. And because I really didn't understand baseball as much as I've been an Astros fan,
Hmm.
I was, linked. I linked myself to the Jays for a while because, of course, they are our, quote unquote hometown team.
Right.
And like I loved Dave Stewart as a pitcher. I of course loved Ricky Henderson, but of course when he kept hitting the leadoff home runs against Toronto, I'd hate him.
Yeah.
But the one player on Oakland that always bothered me, and it was just due to his pitching style, was Dennis Eckersley.
Oh yeah. No.
I
He had
I
a,
was I've never been a fan of Submariner pitchers.
was he was he one of the dudes that would pitch sidearm? Because I hate
Yes.
sidearm pitchers. Oh God, I
Yes.
hate that. It throws me way off. Even in real baseball, when I played and I took on pitchers like that, it threw me for a loop because I had no idea where that ball was going.
Yeah. But I mean, as we all know, like Dave Stewart, Ricky Henderson, and Dennis Eckersley also did put on Blue Jays uniform.
That they did. And it still bothered me watching him pitch, even though, granted, he was getting us wins with those pitches. Um, we're up 8-1, and what's the situation? Okay, they're gonna show highlights of my home runs because I hit like 4 home runs already. But I shouldn't say that I hate the stadium. Maybe it's more so for Oakland. For Oakland, maybe it's more so that I hate the government of Oakland because the state every MLB fan and every MLB player, everybody involved in the MLB in some way or another has said that that stadium needs work, and the city of Oakland just has not didn't put the money out to get that stadium fixed. Hence why they're moving to Vegas.
Yes. Well, the problem was that because they have not been a great team again for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
they weren't drawing the crowd. So they wanted, the crowdfunding and taxes. And
Yeah,
of course, the fans didn't want to pay increased taxes to renovate. And meanwhile, Vegas will sell out every game. The stadium will get a reno every year.
yeah.
And I just have to wonder if it is going to be the Vegas Athletics or if they are going to change the name.
I kind of hope that they keep the name in keeping with the team's tradition.
Right.
But we just beat the Orioles 8-1 off 15 hits, no errors, and they got 1 run on 5 hits with no errors. Jesus Christ! I turned this team into a monster
You did.
because I actually watched when they played Baltimore recently, and Baltimore kicked the living crap out of them.
Right.
But here's right. Return to the clubhouse. So when you go to the clubhouse after the game, there's my 4 home runs, and I fouled or I flew out on the last one.
Yeah.
Here's I'm going to show you when you go to the clubhouse what happens here after. So this is it's going to show all the stats that you've progressed or even lost if you failed in some of the challenges that are given you. Yeah, so the clubhouse is actually me in a hotel room because I'm on the away team right now.
Right.
But here's where obviously the calendar, you can look at your schedule in advance so you know which teams you got coming up. This here under Chris Best is where you go and you work on your player. So in Showboat, that's your this is your skill set here.
Okay.
This is your perks that you use. So right now I'm using Power 4, Contact 3, Speed 1, because I haven't gotten another Speed 1, and Fielding, because those are the 3 things I like to focus on with my player.
Right.
The equipment here, this is where it gets interesting. So I want to change my equipment. Programs are okay, whatever. Okay, so it's not letting me change my equipment, but whatever. It is what it is. This is where you can change out your bats, change out your glove, your fielding glove. You can even put on like catcher's gear if you're a catcher, obviously. But yeah, it literally Yeah, it's every little piece of equipment that you can think of that your character is going to need, will need. The only thing
Right.
I haven't unlocked is socks for my player and base running protective gear.
Okay.
Um, Here's where you can change your appearance. You can actually add yourself to the game if you want to do like a face scan and put yourself in the game. Um, this is where I can look at my personal stats over my career.
Okay.
So I have 180 hits, 245 RBIs. I finished the season with 244 home runs. Or that no, that's my overall. Never mind. That's my overall 244 overall home runs. And then these are the events that this is a list of all the events that you've made that you've accomplished.
Wow.
Yeah. So here's my career stats by year. So 361 at bats. What were my total home runs for the season? Okay, in the MLB, 181 home runs I finished off with. I kind of made my guy. My guy's a little bit overpowered.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what? And I think that a lot of us at home, when we do that, and I know I was guilty of it when I did it in NHL, I would probably do the same thing because it's that ego boost. Even though it's a video game and you're playing it by yourself, it's that ego boost.
It's that confidence, you know. It's that I got the win. Versus like if I were to switch this to the hardest difficulty, it's that feeling like I don't want to play this game. I keep losing at it, and that's not something I want when I play any
No.
game, really. You know. And so this is where you go when you actually have cards to unlock. You go down to your locker to unlock everything. Um,
Okay.
oh yeah, this is the other thing too. This is a key thing too when you're going through your road to the show. Building your relationships with your teammates
Right.
because this will help you out big time. This will help you, especially in my position where I'm playing as a third baseman. This will help. It helps out with my relationship with the first baseman, the second base, and even the catcher. Even though I've never had to really throw to home for anything, but yeah, that's basically the gist of that. We're gonna move into the next game at Oriole Park, Camden Yards. Yeah, I finished the season off with an 86-76 record, which is not exactly a good record. And the Orioles had a 98-64 record, which is a far better record than what I have.
Right.
I'm wondering if maybe next season, if I can bring the White Sox to over 100 wins.
My guess would be yes. I know, like, because I do the franchise mode, and I mean, right now, my leading home run hitter, who of course is leading all of baseball, I have 117 home runs.
Oh, jeez. So you
Uh,
definitely broke Barry Bonds' record.
yeah, even um, my lowest, my player with the least home runs has over 20.
Right.
And I think they're closing in on 30. I've got two players above seven, or I've got my 117. I've got two more players above 70 and two more closing in on 70.
Nice. So
Um,
the one record I try to go for. Oh, sorry, you still had to finish something.
yeah. And I've got, I think I'm right now at 108 and 13 or something is my record on the season. I've already
Ooh,
clinched the AL West title with Houston.
nice.
And that has Justin Verlander as my fifth starter.
Huh.
That's my That is my number 5 starter, but he got injured early in the year. He was my ace.
You're making me think things when I go to start my franchise because I have yet to do that, and I'm wondering if I can take like a team that looks like crap on paper, which would be the White Sox or maybe even the Blue Jays, because hell, even the Blue Jays are struggling as well. But I want to take a team that's not really known for making playoff appearances and try to make them go to the playoffs.
Right. You've got. It was suggested to me by a friend, and they said go Tigers, because even the Tigers are not known for the playoffs lately.
I was also thinking along the lines of maybe like the Cincinnati Reds,
Yeah.
He popped off on a bunt. That's interesting. That was a third base position on a bunt play, obviously.
Yep.
All right, so pop out. I'm going coming up 2 out, bottom of the fourth. Is it bottom of the fourth? Yeah, no, top of the fourth. Okay. And I'm over 1 because I flew out earlier.
Right.
And I'm going to fly out now. Maybe. Yeah, I'm going to fly out. But no, I'm thinking about doing it that way and giving myself a bit of a challenge,
Right. Now, I will be the first to admit I don't play this game on like professional difficulty or anything like that.
Oh no, neither do I. But when I feel comfortable, I will adjust the difficulty one level higher, and I'm still not
Right.
quite comfortable with that. I'm playing on easy right now.
Right. That's pretty much where I play just for the sake of playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I said, like I'll adjust it if I feel like I can adjust it and be comfortable with it,
Yeah.
I think whatever, I just made it 2-0 because it was 1-0 going to the bat. Oh, 4-1, and we are at the top of the 8th inning. I love the presentation that they give this. Like they make it feel like you're actually watching a ball game until
Yeah.
you actually go to bat or whatever, which makes me sometimes on my old MLB The Show, if I wanted to watch a ball game but there wasn't a ball game on TV, I would literally
Right.
just go into exhibition mode and have CPU versus CPU play, just play a game and watch it like I was actually watching a ball game, And we just defeated the Orioles 4-2 there. Now, the toughest record in this game that I managed to get is the hit streak record.
Yep.
You have to go 56 games to tie the record, and it is a pain in the ass to get it.
It is. It is. But it is like when I play this game,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm talking 21, 22, or 22, 23, and 24, I have tied and broken that hit streak record with various players.
Yeah.
Throughout. I've even done it, I think, 3 times in one season off of my team. I've had, just with my team this year, I had my number 8 hitter, who is my center fielder.
Yeah.
And I went, I think it was 86 games.
That's insane. That's insane, man.
I've done it, like I said, 3 times in a season before with different players. I've not only that, I've broken Ichiro's single season hit record.
I did that too in the last game of the season.
Nice. Yeah. No, I did that. I did that probably 10 games ago.
Yeah.
And I did it with my leading home run hitter.
Nice. Who is your leading home run guy?
Yordan Alvarez.
Well, that's no surprise. That's really no surprise there. Is he batting cleanup on your team, or?
He's batting third.
Okay, so he's batting in the same position that they'd have
Vladdy.
Vladdy in, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder. Oh, there's another thing I'm thinking about too.
Yeah.
Going as
Oh,
the Blue Jay,
yeah.
going
Sorry, go ahead.
going as the Blue Jays and taking back my favorite players who got traded away, who shouldn't have been traded away. Mainly trying to get back Lourdes Gurriel. That was the stupidest move, in my opinion, the Jays made.
You know what? I'm going to say this. And I mean, I'm speaking this not as a Jays fan, and don't get me wrong, because I like Lourdes. I
Mm-hmm.
think if they were going to trade him, they should have traded him to Houston to play with his brother at the time.
Yeah, he ended up. Where did he going? Ended up going
Arizona.
right.
But I think they made a big mistake in trading Teoscar.
Yeah, because they lost when they traded him off. They lost a lot of speed, man. That dude could run those bases like nobody's business.
Um, actually, I did look to try and acquire Teoscar as a backup. But
Yeah,
even with trying to pick him up from the Dodgers in this game, they were still too far over the cap no matter who I traded. So there was no way I was able to do it.
I'd have to figure out who I need to move when I go to do it then, because
Because
he's
the other problem with this game is you can't trade draft picks.
it's kind of a bummer. That is. But this is also coming from somebody who's not really one for trading picks as well. So,
Right.
because even when I play like the NHL games and somebody's asking me for a trade, I'm like, give me something meaty to chew on. Yeah, picks are meaty for my future, but give me a player that I could use like now, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have a third base situation here coming up. So no outs, top of the third. Count is 2-2. We've got Taran Vavra coming to bat. We got a guy on first. So we got a double play situation probably coming up here. Yep, double play. Oh no. Okay, I got that. That one. Okay, so they change up sometimes how you throw the ball to your player, and the
Right.
button combination one, I hate it. But at least I got the one out on the second, but we couldn't do the double play on that one.
Right.
Base is empty. Oh, this is the challenge thing I was talking to you about. So I can draw a walk, which I don't do that. So I don't usually use my contact swing. So hit a single or better for an equipment pack. Oh, we're playing at home now. I just noticed that. Oh, I hear a bell ringing. You got AEW on the screen?
I do not. I actually have the replay of NXT from last night.
Oh, I still haven't even watched it.
I because I missed it last night. Like I had it on obviously during Turnbuckle Talk.
Yeah.
But I put it on, of course, when I got home and went to bed because I did go out and meet Carl last night afterwards.
Right.
But I fell asleep again, so I put it on when I came on. So I was really, really surprised because they did announce a match for October 8th in Chesterfield. And
Okay.
I'm really, really surprised by this match because
What,
it
Matt?
will be Javon Evans, who basically didn't want to push to go on Chicago because the card was filling up, but he asked for St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you 3 guesses as to who his opponent is, and the first 2 don't count.
Ethan Page.
No.
TNA or NXT roster?
Main roster.
Oh, Pete Dunne.
No. Think
Carmelo.
about this. October 8th, St. Louis.
Oh, Randy Orton.
Yes.
Okay. Randy Orton's going to have a match on NXT, guys.
There we go.
So this is another challenge I got. I try to get, there's usually 3 of them I usually get in these games. Oh, we're down by a run. Oh crap. I gotta do something here. Not that. Can't foul off. I need to get it out of the park. No. So this challenge, I have to power swing for a hit. That's why I'm using my power swing, and I'm swinging a lot slower because of that. Oh, there we go. I kind of unjinxed myself when I said that.
You did.
Also, this is a bit of a rarity for the White Sox this season, a full crowd.
Right.
And it's weird. It's weird seeing that because the White Sox have been known to fill their friggin' stadium. So it's strange seeing their games with empty stadiums.
Well, even the owner has said, like, this is appalling. Our fans deserve better, so I don't blame them.
Mm-hmm.
The owner has said he doesn't want to go to the games. He's there because he has to be, because he's the owner.
Oh, I have hit a double. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is when you're running the bases like this, you actually can hear your first base coach and your third base coach yelling at you, telling you what to do. And chances are, if you've never done this, listen to what they're telling you when you're out there running the bases.
Right.
Because 90% of the time, what they're telling you is correct, you know?
Yep.
And I'm just going to run for 4, even though I know he's going to fly out. End of the 8th, the score is 9-7. This is a nail biter of a game right now, essentially.
It is, especially because you are looking to clinch.
Yeah, I'm looking to eliminate, and Orioles are looking to survive.
Yes. And coming in, you said you were going to, I can't remember if you had said you were going to do the sweep or if you were going to do it in 4.
I was
predicting all 5 games.
I was predicting 3, and we got them in 3.
Nice.
We eliminated them 9-7. Oh, Ryan Mountcastle was up at bat next. He's a scary dude to deal with. He literally is. A couple of times in the season, he would hit it off the foul line, and I'd try to go and catch it, but my guy would be so way off position that I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this. So I'm gonna take the cheap shot at myself. You did with the White Sox what my Leafs can't do.
Yeah. We made it past the first round. Well, technically the second round, because the wild card does count as a round, you know?
It does.
But we won the division, so all right, so now we got to return to Clubhouse, and I had an average ball game there. I kind of like that it shows this too, so it shows my at-bat results, and it lets me remind myself where I can where I need to work on a little bit.
Right.
So it's saying here the White Sox have won the American League Division Series, so we're going to move on to the ALCS, and we're taking on either the Mariners or the Twins. I've had a rough time
Interesting.
again. I've had a rough time against the Twins in the regular season.
Right.
No, there was one game the Twins stomped me 15-2. I could not get a thing going in that game.
Right.
Oh, got the Mariners, so it's all good. So who do I have to worry about from the Mariners? Josh Rojas, Ty France, Julio Rodriguez. Okay, there's a few guys. Jorge Polanco, I'm scared to deal with him.
Right.
Okay, let's do this. Are we playing at Mariners Stadium? Because I believe this is actually the first time I myself am meeting the Mariners, period.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm pretty sure when I got called up to the main roster, I'm pretty sure our season with the Mariners was finished by that point.
Right.
Yeah, we are playing at T-Mobile Park, site of WrestleMania 19.
Yes.
A WrestleMania that I didn't like at first, but I've come to love over the years.
Right.
Because that show actually had some pretty good matches on there. Not gonna lie. I mean, you had Brock versus Kurt Angle, Triple H and Booker T for the title. Fantastic tag team title triple threat match there. Even Matt Hardy and Rey Mysterio kicking off the show was fantastic as well.
Right. Oh, I did not see that one, Justin. That was announced last night, obviously. But for St. Louis, Axiom and Fraser are defending against a main roster tag team.
The Bloodline, right?
No.
Oh, you kind of figured that was going to happen given that the Bloodline did attack them. But
Right?
main roster tag team. It's not the Good Brothers.
No. It is SmackDown.
Oh, Street Profits.
No.
DIY?
No.
Who the hell else was a tag team on SmackDown? I can't remember.
A-Town. Down.
Oh, A-Town Down Under. Okay.
Yes.
I could get behind that. I mean, it gives him something different to do that's not fighting Kevin Owens every week. And I hit a home run, my 14th home run in the postseason. And because I have the audio playing on my side, I silenced the crowd. No, Safeco Field is actually, or T-Mobile Park as it's called, I still call it Safeco Field every once in a while, is a stadium that I would visit as well. Actually, you know what? If I could do it, I would do what Zach Campbell does and do a tour of all the major league stadiums.
I will be honest, if I could follow my Astros for a year,
Mm-hmm.
even if it was one game every series, and I go to Houston and then I do every other stadium for one game of the series, I'm good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I have seen Comerica Park in Detroit from the outside.
Yep.
I've been inside the Rogers Center back when it was the Sky Dome, but not for a ball game.
See, I've been there for a ball game, so
Um, I didn't have the opportunity to go, but as you know, when I was a child growing up and I spent some time in Australia, we did stop in LA on our way there and do Disneyland. And
mhm.
just down the street from the hotel we stayed at, and the Blue Jays were actually in town, was Angel Stadium in Anaheim, California.
The original Angel Stadium, mind you,
Yes.
because I know that they've changed the stadium since then.
Yes.
Oh, we're having some trouble here with the Mariners. They're up on me 7-3, but that doesn't mean I can't bounce back. I hit a double or better. I'm gonna go for that one. But no, the only ball stadium I've ever been to, not counting like our local little ball stadium we have for our team. Yes, we do have a
Right.
local baseball team.
Yes, we have the Sioux
Um,
Black Sox.
yep, I've been to a few of their games. Um, nope, just I went to the Sky Dome. I was supposed to go for a full series. They were playing the Brewers. This was back in 1990, so like the stadium wasn't even a year old yet. Everything was still fresh
Right.
and new.
Right.
But me being 7 years old, or yeah, 7 years old, not understanding baseball and being bored by it at that age, I didn't want to go to the other two games, and I kind of regret not doing that because I realize now in my adult years that that was my grandpa just trying to have a special moment with me that weekend.
Right.
So I've took it upon myself earlier this year. We lost that game. I took it upon myself earlier this year to look for that game because I know that I knew that that game was televised because I do remember seeing CBC cameras around the building.
Oh, that's back when CBC was broadcasting it. Wow.
Yeah. Um. So I took it upon myself to look for that game on YouTube, and I found it under MLB, and I sent it to my grandpa for him to watch, for us to watch together again.
Nice.
And he's like, "I can't believe you found the game that we went to." I'm like, "Yeah," because I remembered everything about that game. I know that we won that game. I
Right.
remembered, and the reason I remembered that was because of a home run that I believe Roberto Alomar hit. He
Wow.
hit it out to dead center, and I remember the guy catching it, and I remember the replay because I kept replaying the guy trying to catch it because he caught it and fell into the stairs a little bit when he caught it,
Right.
and like they kept replaying it at the stadium, so it just kind of became etched in my mind.
Right.
And I also remembered the weather that day, which was light rain, and they started the game off with the dome open, but closed the dome halfway through the game.
Right.
Which, by the way, that was really cool to see that,
Right. I
especially
can
where
imagine.
especially where I was seated. I was seated like pretty much right underneath the dome.
Right. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, as you know, I was there for WrestleMania. Needless to say, that was in March, so the dome was closed. I would
yeah.
love to see. I'm going to have to say SummerSlam go to the Rogers Center so that you can do it with the dome open.
That's the beauty of SummerSlam and even the Royal Rumble. They've both been using outdoor football, outdoor baseball stadiums.
Yes.
So the Royal Rumble, even if the Royal Rumble came, it has to be at the Skydome. Has to be.
Yes, but again, you'd have to do it with the dome closed because of the weather at that time of year.
Yeah. I'm just wanting the Royal Rumble to come back to Canada. And I'm saying come
Right.
back because a lot of fans who don't know this, and a lot of fans who do watch this may be a little too young, but the very first Royal Rumble was in Hamilton, Ontario.
Yes, it was Cops Coliseum.
Yep, which is, from what I read now, is like a giant church. Or no, sorry, I'm thinking of the arena they went to the following year in Houston. The Cops Coliseum is still very much around, actually.
Yes. Now, since you and I both know the answer, I'm going to pop the question to our viewers and our listeners. So please answer in the comments. If you were aware that the first Royal Rumble was held in Hamilton, Ontario, can you tell us the winner?
The winner of the Royal Rumble match.
Yes. And
Because
that was before it was for a world title shot.
yeah, you and I have met the winner before.
Yes, we have. Many, many times.
Yep. He was actually the first pro wrestler. Him and Bundy actually were the first two pro wrestlers I've ever met.
Yep.
Bundy Night Raw.
Yep. We was there.
Yep.
Now, speaking of which, because I was there with somebody that we don't talk about, but guess who I saw today?
Oh, you saw him, didn't you?
I did.
He's a man of mystery these days. Was it more like you just saw him and you were just kind of passing by him in a crowd, or?
No, I was driving because work decided to send me on a delivery when we closed the store
Mm-hmm.
to go and drop off just a small item.
Right.
So I did that, and I was headed back home from there, and he was standing outside of, I'm guessing, where he's living now, but I don't know because I haven't had anything to do with him in 20 years.
There is one thing. Okay, I was thinking about this earlier today. There is one thing I will credit him on. Him introducing me to deep fried squid. I will give him that because I do like that meal. That's the only thing I'm going to credit him on. It was at Blue Liners for a pay-per-view. I forget which one, but it was only me, you, and him that were there for the first part of the show before everybody else showed up.
Right.
And I was waiting for my fries to order to come, and his food came before both mine and your order.
Right.
And he's like, here, Bess, try this out. And I'm like, okay, what is it? He's like, just try it. So I put it in my mouth because I thought it was onion rings at first, because that's what calamari looks like, right? When you deep fry it. And I put it in my mouth and I took a bite and I'm like, this is unusual, but I like it. He's like, it's deep fried squid. I'm like, sweet. I'm gonna have to get me this next time. And that's the only thing I'm crediting him on, is that he gave me he turned me on to a new food.
He introduced you to calamari.
Yeah, that's it. Because okay, I'm gonna say fuck him for everything else. He may claim that he helped train me, but he didn't. Big Daddy T did. So did Vinny Da
Yep.
Vinci. So did Diego.
Right. Okay, so I really missed a lot with NXT last night.
I still have to catch up on it, and I have. I might do it tonight. Actually, I might do it tomorrow because I'm actually free tomorrow for a bunch of things,
Right.
with the exception of that job fair that I want to go to on tomorrow afternoon.
Right. Well, as I've seen already, they have announced for next week Grayson Waller effect in Chicago. Or sorry, no, Grayson Waller effect next week with Axiom and Frazier.
Okay.
NXT press conference next week.
Hmm.
And now they have, I believe he plays pro basketball, but Tyrese Halliburton in the ring to try and redo the contract signing that was supposed to open NXT.
Hmm. The only thing that I did catch a little bit of, because I accidentally came across it, was um what is Roxanne Perez and CM Punk having an encounter in the ring. That's the only thing
Yes.
I saw.
I still didn't hear it. I've,
I
of course, seen what was said. I haven't seen an audio clip or video clip of it.
Well, I saw it on TikTok, so I saw like 30 seconds of it. I was really going in to look at my TikTok numbers today when I saw
Right.
it. Oh, they're intentionally walking me.
There you go. So you should have gone with the draw walk.
Yeah. It's only because they think they can catch up with Andrew Vaughn. Oh, he's over 3 tonight. That's why. That's why they, because they know they can get him out. And of course, he pops it.
So
No, that's okay. We're up 8-4 now, going into the top of the ninth.
nice.
So I have to ask you, as I thought I fouled out there, but that was the ball boy catching the ball. When MLB The Show was announced for coming to Xbox some years ago, how excited were you for that? Because I know you had said you liked playing baseball games in the past.
To be honest, I didn't even know
Mm-hmm.
until I was going through Game Pass one day, and there it was.
Oh, so
And even
you didn't
no,
see the press announcement or anything like that then?
no. So, and even then, I hummed and hawed on it for a while, just because for me it's baseball. And
Mm-hmm.
then I got to the point where it's like I need something new to play,
Right.
so I downloaded it. Like, and I'll be the first to admit, like when I finish my season, I don't run through free agency. I don't start a new season or anything like that. I did try last year, but I might do it this year and see what I can do in free agency.
Yeah. I do that all the time. I run several seasons at a time. Well, that's not what I wanted to do, but I wanted to look at the schedule, but I guess we're going to the next game.
Oh, jeez. Now you did tie the series, right? Or are you?
Yeah, we're tied 1-1 now, so it's going to go to 5 games because I think the ALCS goes 7 games, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest. I'm gonna be very fair. Is I love the way baseball does their playoffs as opposed to the NHL or the NBA in doing the 2-3-2 format
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to a 2-2-1-1-1.
Well, what really confused me about this season was it was me and the Jays made the wild card, but Tampa Bay was also wild card. So I'm like, wait, why are 3 teams? I thought it was only just 2 teams that got the wild card spot.
No, because it's been for a while now. I think it's the team that like with the best whichever team wins the AL and whichever team wins the NL
Right.
before the playoffs, they get an automatic bye.
Right.
So then you get your wild card round and your ALDS to see who's then going to, or no, that yeah, they have to miss the wild card round. So your ALDS. Like they don't just get to go straight to the ALCS. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, like your league winners, I guess, if you want to call it that way,
Okay.
they get the bye in the first round because you have the technically you get the play-in game in the wild card round, which is going to determine your final wild card team.
Okay, so that makes sense. So because the then in this case, the Mariners and the Twins, who are playing the previous round together, would have had that bye, but the Orioles would have had to have played Tampa to advance to play me, right?
Well, it depends on whichever team like had the best record in all of the American League.
Think it was the Mariners in this case.
So the Mariners would have
It was
had the
either
bye through the wild card round.
yeah, it was either the Mariners or the Twins. It was one of them two. I can't remember. Hit a single or better. I'd have to look at the season standings to get a better understanding of what happened. Unless there were 4 wild card berths, and I didn't even see that.
No,
I don't know.
I'm not even entirely sure on how it works, but I
Yeah.
think that's what it is. It might even be your division winners, and then all get the bye, and then you've got your like 2, 3 teams have to play, and then the wild card. Like I can't remember how it works entirely.
Yeah, that I think that's why I'm wishing that there was a playoff tree for me to look at so that I can get a better understanding, you know?
Right.
Oh, that's a pop out. That's okay.
You're
We're
a
up 4.
pop out.
I am. I try. No, the reason why I love playing the baseball video games is I find them like if I played a game all day that was just completely intense and at the end of the day I want to relax, I go to baseball or I'll even turn on a PGA game and play, you know?
Yep. Yep.
Like all day today I was playing Watch Dogs 2 and yeah, that game's not very intense for me because I know the story already, but you do get yourself into some really intense situations in that game with the different enemies you have to fight. Whereas in baseball, it's just hit a home run like I just did. But I'm thinking around this time when I go to start trying out the franchise mode, I think I'm going to go a little more in depth than I usually do. I'm going to look at
Right.
trades and I'm going to move players and everything like that just to get a feel for what it's like to actually be a manager of a baseball team, you know?
Right.
Because the last time I did franchise, everybody tried to make trades, especially when I was killing it with because I was playing through a franchise with the Jays. Everybody, I was killing it with Jordan Romano as my closer, which he's just awesome as a closer.
Right.
Um, Everybody kept wanting to trade for him or Vladdy, and I kept refusing all trades. So this time around, I want to maybe want to shake things up and see what I can do with trading. You know.
Right.
Oh, by the way, we're destroying the Mariners now.
I see that.
12-2. That's the other record I still have yet to go to get is the most runs in one game, which I think is 29, if I'm not mistaken.
No, there was a game, and I believe it was Baltimore and the Rangers a number of years ago when Baltimore was just awful. And Baltimore was in Chicago's position, Oakland's position,
Mm-hmm.
And the Rangers put up 30 in game one of a doubleheader.
Okay, because when the Jays did that to Boston and they put up 28 runs at that time, so the record must have been broken since that game, but at that time, the announcers were like, the record is 29, you know? That 28 run game against Boston, I felt embarrassed for Boston that game. Like, I'm sorry, but Raimel Tapia hitting an infield home run off of the wall, off the green monster, should not have happened. And Raimel Tapia, I'm not knocking him as a player. He's fantastic as a player.
Right. Well, let me go to the Google machine. Okay, so the most runs scored in a Major League Baseball game by one team happened June 29th, 1897. And it was the Chicago Colts
Yeah.
defeating the Louisville Colonels 36-7.
Oh yeah, that's under the classic rules now. Under modern day
Yes.
rules, it's like 30 runs or something like that.
The Colts are now the Cubs.
Yeah.
The modern record post 1900 for a margin of victory was 07 when the Rangers defeated the Orioles 30-3.
Okay, so maybe it was 30 runs and not 29 because the Jays game happened long after that. The Jays one happened like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But I recently had to watch that. I recently watched that game again because, like, come on, that game. Even though, again, I felt bad for Boston, that was a very entertaining game to watch.
Right?
Okay, but it looks like we have reached our 1 hour mark. We're a little bit over the 1 hour.
We are. We are, my friend, and thank you again for this tour through the show in MLB The Show 24.
Yeah.
It's
fun to do. It's fun to do.
It is. The time has come for us to say our goodbyes. Mr. Best, would you like to hit him with our socials?
Yeah, let's do that. You can find me at, I'm going to hit up my social first. You can find me at my link tree, linktr.ee/Chris_best83. You can find all of my socials there as well. Mr. OMD, how about you, my friend?
Well, the people can find me on my link tree, linktr.ee/OMD show. That's right, linktr.ee/OMD show.
So much faster to get our socials out now that we don't have an army of them to announce.
Right. Before you ask, I'm going to go here because we are going to play a commercial where you can find everything going at Turnbuckle Studios. But in the immortal,
I was actually going to ask you, what have you got on dock for the Boar's Nest tomorrow night?
I believe we are once again going with Atlas Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
I will be talking with Bubba Duke here shortly.
Mm-hmm. Try to get him to come in and join our post chat that we usually do. But yeah, this Saturday will be the finale for me for the first Last of Us game, and you will see a little teaser for the next Last of Us game as well.
Oh, intriguing.
Yeah.
I will be in
Now,
Cooperville on Saturday night, so
yeah.
um,
Now you can say those famous
all
lines of
right.
yours.
So, in the immortal words of Carl Carafel, our fearless leader, um, ladies and gentlemen, the world is a scary place. Take care of each other. From all of us here at the Boar's Nest, Turnbuckle Studios, and CBRS Entertainment, good night, good luck. We out.